Approaching now the start of this fight at the Moody Coliseum. Capacity here about 9,800, and about 5,000 people have shown up. Don Curry is unbeaten with 21 victories, 15 via the knockout route, and 5 successful title defenses. And James Hard Rock Green with a mark of 20 wins, 4 losses since he was stopped by Mugabe on the 19th of February 1984. He beat Gary Coates in November of '84 in Atlantic City and beat Jake Torrance 2 months ago today. Green, 4 years older. Curry with a 5-inch height advantage. Curry came in at actually 154 1/4, which is a quarter-pound over the limit. Took off the quarter-pound 20 minutes later. And here we go. So Donald Curry and James Hard Rock Green in this 20-foot ring, with the scoring to be done by the 3 judges at ringside: Spider Bynum, Jack Woodruff, Steve Crossan. 10-point must scoring. The referee does not have a voice in the scoring, and the referee is Dick Cole. Scheduled for 10. Green used to fighting taller fighters, so that's not going to shake him up. The fact that Curry is 5 inches taller. He's also used to fighting men who normally are true middleweights or have come down to junior middleweight from the middleweight class, and is not used to fighting guys coming up from welter to junior middle. Referee is mic'd, and you could hear Dick Cole saying, "Don't grab him, don't grab him." First round. In looking at this fight overall and how it should go, as Curry gets a good left hand in, and he throws good jabs, good hooks. He's a classy fighter. Curry could win this fight either by knockout or by decision. If Green is to win this fight, his best chance would be by knockout. It does not figure that this fight could go 10 and that Green would win. Very slim chance of that happening.
Don't lose your shoulders.
Halfway through the first round. Curry landing a good right hand. Green has also been prone to cuts. The Mugabe fight was stopped on a cut. He has a mean-looking scar down the left side of his face, but not from boxing. That was from a car wreck. Curry measuring him. Don saying yesterday he would probably try to stay outside, and he's managed to do that here in the first round. Green, not as bull-like and as relentless as we put it earlier, here in the first round anyway. But it's just the first. Feeling out process here in round 1 with under a half minute to go now. Cautious first round in this junior middle confrontation scheduled for 10. Second round now, Donald Curry. White trunks, James Hard Rock Green in the yellow trunks. Curry moving up, delivering a combination there. Moving up in weight, but at this point, with Curry still going out at the age of 23, it's much easier for him, as you said, to make this weight. Very difficult now for him to make 147. But again, even if he is successful at this level, there still exists, of course, the opportunity to unify the welterweight championship in a possible confrontation with Milton McCrory. That's one of his options. Backs Green up, and Green indicating he may have been thumbed, and Green cannot see.
You don't have no timeout.
Green is, you can hear the referee say you have no timeouts, and he has declared Curry the winner. Green said he couldn't see. I don't know if he said he got thumbed or exactly what. And there is Lou Duva, who is just irate.
He quit fighting.
You can hear the referee.
He tried to defend himself. He wanted to defend himself. He walked away. All he did was about his thumb. That's all he can wait on. Should have went down to one. Should have went down to one knee. Should have went down. Oh, come on. Because you can't stop. I can't stop the fight. You can't go ahead and stop a fight like that. I can't stop the fight. That's my mistake. You can't stop a fight like that. No. He can't fight. I can stop the fight.
Well, there you heard it. The confrontation between Duva, who's irate, who is going to some ringside officials right now, and Dick Cole saying he stopped fighting, he should have gone down. Green contended he was stunned, he had momentarily lost vision. Even the crowd, happy to see Curry victorious, is very upset. So the controversial ending, and we'll never know how Curry would really have fared in this one against Green, because it ends in the second round because of a thumbing, apparently, at least in the contention of Green. Duva is beside himself, and you can hardly blame the manager of a fighter who has just lost in that fashion.
He said, I can't. I got my thumb in my eye.
And again, the referee is mic'd, and
I don't think he got hit with thumb. I think he got hit with a jab. He got hit with a jab, and he got hit in the eye. He didn't disqualify him. No. Right.
So the crowd is still upset. Here's the official.
48 seconds in the second round by referee Dickie Cole. The winner by technical knockout, Don the Lone Star Cobra Curry.
So Curry wins it. And it's a shame in the sense that it was a much anticipated fight. Good study in contrast. But we'll never find out what was to happen. And frankly, my initial impression is that Cole stopped it much too early and contended that Green had given up, had asked for time, had not, as he put it, to Duva, dropped to his knee, gone down at least for the count to take some time. There was a good left hand, and that's where it happens. That's where Green at this point now is momentarily blinded, is contending that he cannot see, puts his arms out. The referee is now moving over to take a look at the situation. Let's get another look from this angle. The two flicking jabs, then the right underneath, and that sweeping left hand, and that apparently was the blow. And right there comes the straight left hand, but the damage may have been done from that angle. It indicates that the damage was done on a preceding blow. And James Hard Rock Green is finished here in the second round. So Green, who had his last fight stopped on a cut, as this one stopped because of an apparent thumbing. At least that's his contention. We'll be back. We'll talk to the fighters. We'll also try to get the referee, Dick Cole, over here when we come back to Dallas in a moment. Donald Curry has just been given the microphone and made an announcement to this crowd, and he said, "I'm sorry, but I am not the referee," were the exact words of Donald Curry. Green, now fully understanding this situation, is still quite upset, obviously. And we're going to get a word here with Donald Curry, who has just joined me. As Green leaves the ring, Donald Curry is seated with me right now. Donald, what was your impression, and were you surprised at how that ended?
Yeah, I was surprised. I thought I hurt him with the uppercut, and he went back, and I was just surprised. I caught him good with a good shot. It was right up the end of my glove, and I caught him with the uppercut. He was hurt, and I was ready to finish him off. I think the referee stepped in a little early. I think he should have gave him a standing A count.
Did he contend that he was thumbed at all?
Well, when I went over and talked to him, I told him I didn't thumb him, and I don't know. I don't know. I didn't thumb him.
He didn't. Well, he was hurt, but Don would have finished him, but I think the referee stepped in a little too soon. But that's a judgment call, and the way boxing is today, you can't blame the referee. But Don really wanted to finish Green off, and I think he had him about set up to do that. I mean, you could see it coming about the way it was looking as it was.
In a way, though, I would think this would be a bittersweet win for you, because I know yesterday you wanted to perhaps answer some questions for yourself, and some of those questions still have to exist right now.
Yeah, that's true, too. I started getting inside. I started going inside a little earlier, and I felt real good inside. I felt real strong. I was pushing him around like I wanted to. I wanted to get in, 4 or 5 more rounds to see how I would do in the later rounds for his body strength, but I didn't. So I got to go back and fight somebody else.
So will you stay now at 154 again, or will you seek McCrory out, or what's going to happen?
Well, I'm not.
McCrory fight bad, don't you, Don?
That's the informant talking.
I want to fight Milton. That's the fight I'm looking for right now. That's the one I was going to pursue after this fight. But I want to go back down to welterweight.
All right, Donald, we appreciate it. We have the referee with us here right now. We look forward to seeing you again in the future, as your record now goes to 22-0. Thank you, gentlemen. I want to get a word here with the referee, Dick Cole, who is making his way in here. Dick, let me have you take a seat right here and ask you why you decided to stop the fight at that point.
I had no choice. I had to stop the fight. Green was not defending himself. I think Green got hit with a left jab, and it hit him, and he got his eye and impaired his vision. Curry stepped back like a gentleman. He did not take advantage of him. But if I let the fight go on, Curry was going to come in and nail him.
Did Green contend that he was thumbed, or he was just hit?
Well, after, he contended he was thumbed, but unless I see a thumb, I can't call it.
Now, was there any thought on your mind of waving them at least back together to attempt to give him the opportunity to continue on?
He did not attempt to try to defend himself. Curry did hit him with a short right hand after he started holding threw his hands up and said his eye was, felt his eye.
Now, under the rules here in the state of Texas, what are you to do in a situation like that? What does it say?
The man is not defending himself. I have to stop the fight. If we had a standing 8 count, I could have given him a standing 8 count. We have no standing 8 count in Texas. If he had thought he would have dropped to one knee, then I could have given him an 8 count. But he didn't drop to one knee, and I can't force him to one knee.
All right, let me take a look with you right now. We're going to see this replay here, and let's watch it, and let's see where we can detect the blow. He threw a right uppercut, and then it was the left hand right there.
Left hand, right.
All right, so now he begins to cover up. As you say, Curry, and he was at this point gentlemanly in the sense that he knew that Green was blinded. But right now, are you satisfied that you definitely made the right decision?
I made the only decision I could make.
And so even if you could do it all over again, having seen what you just saw and knowing how people feel at the moment, you would have done it.
Well, I'm sorry the bout turned out the way it did, but I had no choice. I had to make that decision, and I had to stop the fight.
All right, Dick, thank you for the visit. We appreciate it very much. Dick Cole, the referee. We also have James Hard Rock Green, the very disappointed loser, who is coming over, and also Lou Duva. We're going to get both gentlemen in here. James, a very difficult way for you to lose that fight. Obviously, what you're feeling at the moment?
Right now, I feel very bad about it because, I trained hard for this fight, and it really hurt me just to go out there and go 2 rounds. I wanted to go the distance. If we have to go, I would have went the distance. But like I said, right now I'm hurting real bad inside. Mentally and emotionally, I'm hurting bad.
All right, what was the blow that did it then?
Well, if you can see on the repeat, I went back. I was backing up, and he threw uppercut and caught me with the thumb in my eye. And I couldn't see it. Everything was blurry, right? So I was trying to let the referee know I was hurt. I couldn't see it. But at the same time, he thought that I was trying to, cop out. And he didn't give me a chance. He didn't give me no 8 count, So that's why I was looking for an 8 count, or just let me know that I could continue to fight, which he didn't ask me no questions. And it really hurted me because I knew I could have finished the fight. Right there.
We're looking at it right here. Yeah, that was it.
There. Right there,
He hit you again, right?
Yeah,
And then backs off. He mentioned that there was no standing 8 count in Texas. You were aware of that, right?
Well, it wasn't, but they said it was a
No, but it's mandatory, Al. Give a mandatory 8 count. It's at the discretion of the referee. Right, and what he says is, why didn't he go down? He didn't have to go down. There's a mandatory 8 count in effect. And if he thought that he was hurt, why didn't he give him a standing 8 count? That's all. If he thought he was hurt. But all he did was complain about the thumb in the eye. Well, I mean, it's a weird ending, and it's just too bad because James was mentally and physically okay. I mean, it's not the right thing to do for boxing. It's not the right thing to do for the public and the television people out there. He wanted to fight. He came to fight. He wanted to get over the first couple rounds and then open right up. I mean, I think the people were deprived of a good fight. It's a discretionary call with his ball and strike, but to me, nobody can tell me that that there was something wrong with that there. He got a thumb in the eye, and if you got a thumb in the eye, where do you stop a fight on the thumb in the eye?
So you think he acted too rashly, too quickly?
Absolutely.
What
He
precipitates
overreacted.
action like that?
Overreaction, either. He overreacted. If he wanted to do something, he could have given him... If he wanted to do something, if he thought he was in danger of being hurt, he could have given him a mandatory 8 count. And then at that time, take a look at him, and then make his discretion up whether to make him continue or not. That's what he could have done.
James, you had to be, obviously, and still are, shook up by the decision. I know one of the things you did say yesterday, you indicated if you had lost this fight, then you'd have to really think about your future. I'm sure you didn't think you'd ever lose a fight like this. What about your future now?
Well, like I said, I don't know. You know, all depends on with my manager Lou, what he had lined up for me in the near future. But right now, I'm very hurt mentally and emotionally. And like really, the way I feel about boxing now, they can keep it. You know, because hey, if they got to do it like this, I don't want to fight. You know, I don't want to change the fight if the decision have to keep going like this. You know, which always I always get the short stick of, you know, the short end of the stick. You know, which I'm tired of that, man. That's why I told you before. If the referee would just, you know, give me an opportunity, give me a chance to prove myself, see whether I hurt or not, then I could have continued on fighting. But Benzo just looked at me and says, over. He ain't say, well, could you continue to fight? He ain't ask none of that. He just said, you can't see. I know he said, you got thumb? Well, that's it. That's it, you know?
This is the part that really amazes me, Al, that there was a mandatory 8 count. The referee's the boss at all times in there. He's got to call it the way he sees it. But to call it that way there without even giving him a chance, even to check out whether he was hurt or not. I mean, James put up his hands. He complained about a thumb in the eye. If that gives him the direction to stop the fight, I can't understand it. And it wasn't so much that he didn't punch back. He had his hands up there. His eye was bothering him. So if he thought anything was wrong, give it a mandatory count.
Lou, you could answer with all the negative publicity about boxing. Do you feel that referees have a tendency now to step in too soon, or is this a different case?
I think yes. I think that some of them overreact. You know, like I've said time and time again, and you know, it's a judgment call on a referee part. You know, I'm going to condemn the action of the referee, but still, he's a good referee. But you just can't keep going on like this here. The best deterrent and for boxing for safety is a good, solid referee in there. If he knows what he's doing out there, that's the best safety feature we got.
Gentlemen, sorry it ended this way for you, but thank you for coming over. Appreciate it. Okay, good luck in the future. Okay, let's go back to New York and Jim Lampley right now.